there, it's Kat and this is Brews and Reviews. Today I'm going to be doing the leap year book tag. This was created by Melted Books and Amy Myers, and I was tagged by Simone from Me, Simone and I. So you might be thinking, it's a little bit late to do the leap year book tag because it's not February the 29th anymore, but like, it's still a leap year. Technically it's not like leap day, but like, it's a leap year, so I'm still doing it and you can too. So I'm going to read the questions off my phone because I have a trash memory and I'm sure you all know that by now. So the first question is, an extra day. What is one book that brought a little something extra? This one I'm going to go for Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. If you've been on this channel for any length of time, you'll know that the Red Rising trilogy is one of my favourite series in general. And the reason that I referenced this particular book, which is the second in the series, for bringing something extra, is that I feel like it changed up the first book, which I loved. I loved the first book. It's a sci-fi dystopian world, and the first book reminds me a little bit of like Roman Hunger Games, and like it was so good. But when you get into this book, it removes itself from the school setting and becomes much wider and goes out into a wider world, and I thought it was really impressively done in this book. So as much as I loved the first book, it was a definite 5 out of 5 stars for me. The second book and the third book in this series like elevate it so much. These books went even further into my love for this wider world and understanding that there is way more going on than what you initially think is happening from the beginning. And there's already a lot going on. So I just really love this, and I think that this book went the extra mile from what the first one did. Plus, like, this has the Iron Rain in it, and like, it's so fucking cool. I love it so much. It's so cool. And the ending, which I'm not even going to comment on, but like, the ending. Question number 2, taking a big leap. What is one book that you are/were afraid to read? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know which book I want to talk about. So the book that I picked for this one is The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the Mistborn trilogy, and I am a bit scared to read it. To be totally honest, I've not read this one yet, and I know everyone's like, oh my god, it's amazing, it's great, you'll love it, and I'm like, yeah, I think I will, but what if I don't? Like, what if I don't love it? And also, it's huge. Massive book. It's 750-ish pages of hugeness, and no, I really did love the first book though. The magic system in this is great, and I really want to see what happens next after what happened at the end of the last book, because wow, there was a lot going on there, and I feel like it has so much to give, but also I'm like afraid that it's not going to live up to what I think that it could be. And I know everyone says that they love it, but that just adds to it, like the hype just adds to my fear of reading it. So I will read this one at some point, but I am a little bit scared to do it, so there's that. Question number 3. Every 4 years, what is the 4th book you read this year? The 4th book that I read this year was Wildcat by J.P. Harker. This is the first book in the Caledon series, and it was kindly sent to me for review by the author, and I really liked this one. It's a historical fantasy type book that is essentially like a fantasized version of like the Romans and the Britons fighting each other, and you follow a woman called Rhea as she has to decide between being a warrior for her people and being a mother, and then living in a completely different society than the one she knows. And it was really interesting, and like the battles were like so good. So I'm really happy I read this one and can't wait to read the next one. Question number 4, 366 days in the year. Looking at your third shelf, name the 6th book on that shelf, and then name the 6th book after that. So, by shelves, I'm going to go with bookshelves rather than shelves, because I wouldn't know which one to pick, because it's just really confusing for me. So I'm going from 1, 2, and then there's another one over there, and I'm picking the 6th book off the top shelf on that side. Okay? This shelf is actually my gifted bookshelf. So these are books that have been passed on to me from a very good friend of mine, and I don't know what they're about because I've been trying not to read what's on the back of them, so I actually have no idea. So the 6th book on that shelf is Play to Kill by P.J. Tracy. No idea what this is about. I'm guessing it says 1 killer, 2 killer, 3 killer, 4. There's like murders, I guess. So I think it's about detectives going after a murderer or murderers, I guess. I don't know, it'll be interesting. I'm definitely going to be picking it up. I don't actually know any more about it. If you've read this one, please let me know what it's about. So then I went on 6 books from that, and the book that I picked out was Take Back the Sky by Greg Bear. I think this is like a sort of space war type book from what I get from this. I think I also had this on a TBR at one point but never got around to it. Yeah, I think it's just like space marines and fighting in spaceships, so that's a good time. I'm kind of holding off until I'm in a more sci-fi mood to pick this one up, so yeah. I don't actually know anything else about it. If you know anything about this one, then, you know, let me know as well. Question number 5, leaping ahead. Name 4 books that you want to read by the next leap year. So we're going to start off with a book that's been on my shelves for such a long time and I've been putting it off because it's kind of big, but I'm, you know, I need to get around to it eventually because I've only heard good things about it. And that is The Lies of Locke, Lamora by Scott Lynch. I think this is a heist book that's set in like a Venice type city as far as I know. I don't know anything else about it, but I've heard it is very good. The next book that I want to read is Skin Deep by Liz Nugent. I haven't picked up any Liz Nugent books, even though I own 2 of them. And I remember hearing about this one from Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing, and she just made it sound really good. It's a thriller with a bunch of trash people, like terrible, terrible people, and it sounded really good, so I really want to read it. It's been such a long time that I don't remember exactly what it's about, but like the trash people in horrible situations kind of just sold me on it, so yeah, I really want to pick this one up eventually. So the next book on this list is Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bashar-Doost. I'm really sorry if I've mispronounced that. I suck at pronouncing things. I mean, oh my god. Anyway, as far as I know, this is like a Snow White, Cinderella-y type retelling with sort of an FF tilt to it, so I'm like, ooh, okay, this sounds really interesting, and I've had it on my shelves for ages and just not picked it up. Not sure why. And then last but not least, I don't actually have a copy of this book. I have some very old CD recordings of the audiobook of it before I realised that Audible was a thing. This is how I used to listen to audiobooks. So Misery by Stephen King. Yeah, it's you know, like this now because this is how I own it. Yeah, I need to read it eventually. The thing that's been putting me off reading this one is because I only own it like this, and let's be real, I listen to things on ×3 speed, so when am I ever going to listen to them on ×1 speed in the car? Like, probably never. So I'm going to have to pick it up in a different format and probably pass this on to someone who would enjoy it in this format. Question number 6, Leapfrog. Name a book on your TBR that has green in it. Okay, I can definitely do this one. And for this one I'm going to pick Wildcard by Marie Lu. So, yeah, this is green. Don't be telling me it's yellow. It's definitely 100% green. It looks more green on this side, but, like, I know there's bits of yellow in it, but it's green, okay? It's green. It's green. So this is the second book in the Warcross duology, and, yeah, I just really, really want to read this book, and it's got green on it, so it fit really perfectly with this. I really want to see how it rounds off from the twists of the last book and like the way that it ended. I thought was really interesting. Warcross follows a hacker who is hired by the manufacturer of a game to sort of try and figure out who else is hacking the game. So it's really interesting and lots of things have happened in the first book, so I really want to finish this off, and I really enjoy Marie Lu's writing, so it sounds good. Question number 7, bad luck. What bookish things do you steer clear from? Okay, so miscommunication as a plot device. Like, I fucking hate that. That is the worst thing ever. If you're telling me that just because 2 people couldn't talk to each other and like they just decided not to tell each other something and that is the whole reason for them like drifting apart from each other, no, fuck you, because people don't like that. Like, some people are, but like not everyone in a book. So stop using that as a plot device because it's just an easy, cheap way to like split your characters up, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It sucks. Also, just lack of communication in general destroys me a little bit. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Also, I don't like poetry, so that's a thing. And book Twitter drama, I stay away from that because that's not awesome. So question number 8 is to tag 4 people, and I'm going to tag Faye from Mystery Date with a Book, Victoria from What Victoria Read, Stephanie from Stacks on Stacks on Stacks, and Lauren from She Is Such a Lauren. So I hope you guys will do this tag. I know it's after Leap Day, but like, it's still leap year, it still counts, there's still time. And anyone else that fancies doing this tag while it's still relatively close to Leap Day and it's still relevant, then get on that. So if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!